Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel to the PYQ Dossier where we simplify one concept at a time. I hope all of you are doing well. In today's concept decoder class, we are going to discuss a very important concept from the chapter, the living world. Although this chapter is quite short and seems easy, students often lose marks because of the confusion in a few basic concepts. So today, instead of covering the entire chapter, we will focus on one of those concepts and make it crystal clear. Once you understand it properly, you will be able to answer both board questions and competitive examinations questions with confidence. Now let's begin. The two terms that often confuse students are catabolism and anabolism. Now, before understanding these two terms, we must first understand metabolism because catabolism and anabolism are parts of metabolism. So, what is metabolism? Inside every living cell, thousands of biochemical reactions takes place continuously. These reactions are not isolated and many of them occur simultaneously to maintain the normal functioning of the cell. And the sum total of all these biochemical reactions taking place inside a living cell is known as metabolism. Now, metabolism can be broadly divided into two types: catabolism and anabolism. Now let's understand them one by one. Catabolism. Catabolism is also known as the destructive metabolism. In this process, complex molecules are broken down into simpler molecules, and during this process of breakdown, energy is released. This release energy is then used by the cell to perform various life processes. For example, during the cellular respiration, glucose is broken down to release energy, and this is a classic example of catabolism. Now, there is a simple trick to remember these. Catabolism is equal to breakdown, and whenever the process of breakdown is involved, then what happens? Then energy is released. Okay. Now let's move on to the second type, and that is anabolism. Anabolism is also known as constructive metabolism. Here, simple molecules combine to form complex molecules. Now, since building complex molecules requires energy, anabolism consumes the energy released during catabolism. Processes such as protein synthesis, DNA synthesis, and glycogen formation are examples of anabolic reactions. Now, there is a simple formula to remember this. Anabolism means building up, and whenever there is a building up process, or whenever something is building up, then what is needed, what is required? Energy is required. Okay, so this is very important, very easy, and it is very important to remember it as well. Okay, so now there is an important question arises. If both the catabolism and anabolism occur in the same cell, why don't they interfere with each other? The answer is that these reactions occur through different metabolic pathways and are regulated by specific enzymes. These allows both processes to occur simultaneously in an organized manner. Now let's compare them quickly. Okay, so catabolism is a destructive process, right? But anabolism, it is a constructive process. Catabolism breaks complex molecules into simpler molecules, whereas anabolism, building up of complex molecules from simpler molecules. Okay. Then what happens? Energy is released in catabolism, whereas energy is required in anabolism. In catabolism, it helps to provide energy for cellular activities, And in anabolism, it is responsible for growth, repair, and storage. One classic example of catabolism is cellular respiration, whereas the another classical example of anabolism is protein synthesis. So there is one more formula to remember this, and it is very easy and simple, and that is metabolism is equal to catabolism plus anabolism. Now, if you understand this single relationship, you will never be confused between the terms again. Okay? So that brings us to the end of today's concept. I hope this explanation has made the topic simple and easy to understand. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like the video, share it with your classmates, and subscribe to the PYQ Dossier channel for more AHSEC conceptual lectures. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask them in the comment section. I'll be happy to help. And thank you for watching. Happy learning, and I'll see you in the next class.